Our magnets, our personal magnets, the type of people we bring into our lives. When it comes down to not only the parts of ourselves we're not dealing with, but what we are attracting in to fulfill some part of us, to fulfill some sort of void, or to get our interests and desires working, is where our Aphrodite, our Venus is, and the aspects or the relationship she has with different parts of our personality. It's not always completely visible. We don't actually have to be showing in an overly physical manner through our dress and our appearance what we're trying to attract. It could be our behaviors that we're not always aware of, or it could be just some physical gestures we might make, or the eye contact we'll have with certain people through what we notice most of the time and what we choose to focus on, that will bring people in. It's not always a matter of crazy and very complex rocket science to see that we generally attract in what we're focusing on, or at least what we're wanting on some subliminal or conscious level. So if we remember that each sign, so no matter what sign or expression that Venus is in, it's generally coming down to what we're trying to bring in, or what excites us on some level, or makes us feel that we're fulfilling some void that we can't completely fill on our own. So it's for some people, for instance, even if they might have an Aryan Venus, if there is a Saturn link there, or a relationship with Saturn, depending on whether it's an easy or difficult aspect, they might bring in partners that are going to challenge them or place limitations on them, whether that be so they can constantly be running, and that could be getting their energy going, is the need to run and constantly fight. That could actually be one of their drives. Or for other people, they might need that stability or that sense of someone to ground them. So depending again on the relationship that this Venus position of Venus might have with Saturn, it's that general Saturnine quality that has its relationship with Venus. So if you start playing around with not only her expression, that being the sign that Venus is in, and paying attention to the relationships that she has with different parts of your personality, as well as the areas in life in which she shines, or she comes to life, whether that be in the 4th house, so more in our domestic side of our home life. She might appear more here, and where we find that her energy and her purpose comes into play, or where we need to have her there. Or for other people, it might be in the 11th, where we feel like we need to expand and we need to be connected to all sorts of people, all walks of life, start uniting all different types and characteristics of people. So even if the Venus is in Aries here, in terms of what she's trying to gain from life, might be shown in this other area, and that being trying to be connected to everyone on a broader scale. So I'll talk about the actual expressions of Aphrodite, that being Venus, in different expressions, but in terms of her Venus working as our personal magnet, and that being one that we have complete control over in terms of what we want to attract into our lives, that's essentially her function.